Am I the idiot for not wanting my fiancé to go to dinner with her boss? I'm basically at the point of breaking off my relationship with my fiancé because I'm so frustrated by this whole thing. I guess this question is among my last salvos to see if I'm being an idiot and unreasonable. Or if the problem is on her end. Been with fiancé for several years now. She recently graduated and got an amazing HR job with a pretty high profile. We get your DUI charges dropped type law firm. The guy who started the firm is known across as being an ambulance chaser, shyster, and scammer because very frankly he's trying to portray that in his commercials. I've met him a couple of times and in person, he's a little better but I still kind of feel like I need a shower. So right after New Year's, my wife came home and announced that lawyer dude is taking the whole staff out to celebrate on January 20th because it was the firm's biggest year ever. This is the timeline as near I can remember. January 5th, she tells me to keep January 20th open because SOs are invited. Cool, I can do that. January 8th. Sorry she was mistaken, it's just a work party. She tells me it's cool if I make other plans that night. No problem. January 13th. She lets it slip. It's not really a party for the whole office, just for the people the boss thinks were part of the success. I'm starting to get a little WTFy here. January 14th. Miraculously, all the people going to dinner with the boss are under the age of 30 and female. Now alarm bells are really going off. January 18th. The list is down to 2 people, my wife and another new attorney. So if I'm hearing this correctly, the 2 people mainly responsible for this 20-year-old company's biggest year ever are both recent college grads, both female and both around 25. My fiancé says, "Aren't you proud of me?" Today, the boss texts her at like 11 a.m. and says, "Hey, since this is supposed to be a celebration, don't drive. I'll send a car service for you." Fiancé still doesn't smell anything fishy, so I ask her just for my own edification, ask what he says if she tells him. That's a great offer, but my fiancé knows the restaurant, and he can drive me. Boss replies back in seconds, "Sorry if I had to change restaurants at the last minute, I'll send the car." My fiancé looks at me, apparently without the screeching submarine klaxon and Klieg lights that are going off in my head, and says, "See, it's all cool, I'll just take the car service." I'm freaking the frick out. I told her that she can't go. She called me a controlling idiot. I told her that this whole thing has been as shady as frick, and I relayed out the timeline I just posted above using my texts and emails from her as evidence. She said that me hoarding evidence like this is an example of how I'm a controlling asshole, and she wants to go to dinner now more than ever. I told her I might be an idiot, but I'm not stupid. She told me over and over again, "He's married, he can't do anything that would affect his marriage, so you're being the stupid one." That leads me to believe that even she understands the larger implications that are at play here. She locked herself in our bedroom and hasn't come out for at least an hour. I don't know what to do. I can't beat the door down or yell at her, and I think if this is one of those situations where the shoe was on the other foot, she'd be freaking the frick out and I'd see her reaction and just call it off. Am I the idiot? Edit. It's 5:30 here, car service picked her up at 5:15. I guess it's up to fate now if I'm a controlling idiot, or if she didn't see it coming. Edit 2, she just got home and said only, "I don't want to freaking talk about it." And she's back talking to who I assume is her sister. I'm defying my every desire to eavesdrop, so I don't know what happened. It's only 8:45, so I don't think anything super crazy happened. I'm just glad she's home. If it's appropriate, I'll update again when I know more. Edit 3, this really doesn't pertain to the subreddit anymore, rather just people asking for an update. She gets to dinner, and it's just her, co-worker and boss in a private dining room at the hotel. Boss says straight up he's banging other girls and wants fiancé to join them. Has understanding with his wife and says he can do amazing things for fiancé. Fiancé is pissed she didn't see this coming, but she's still pissed at me for being controlling. She's not happy at all and talking about breaking up. Sucks all around, but I'm relieved she's safe. Just giving her some space for a while. Now for comments before the update, not the idiot. For being weirded out and concerned for your fiancé's safety. Guy sounds like a sleazeball. However, you're the idiot for saying she can't go. That's controlling behavior, and she's a grown woman. You don't have the right to tell her what she can and cannot do. Don't blame you for being nervous, but there was a much better way to approach this. NTA, your wife seems like she's just now realizing that the great job she thought she was doing was just her boss getting her in a position where he could frick her. This is a really shitty feeling. She thought she was doing amazing at her job, and now she has to deal with the fact that not only was it a lie, but that it took her by surprise. And part of her brain is whispering that you don't think she could possibly be smart/talented enough for any of this to happen. Be gentle with her. It's a pretty soul-sucking experience to find out someone you thought genuinely valued you was only around to use you. Update. Judgment was essentially, everyone sucks here, which I can accept because I should never have used the wording/phrase. You can't go to dinner with him. Even though the situation was drowning in more red flags than a Comintern May Day parade. Fair enough. She didn't speak to me all day Monday, and the last words I heard from her were Sunday night after she got home as she slammed the door to our bedroom saying, "You're still a controlling idiot, and we're breaking up." Her nuclear bomb is always saying, "We're breaking up," whenever she doesn't have the upper hand in an argument, so I didn't make much of it, and in reality I was just relieved that she was home and apparently nothing bad happened at the dinner. So like I said, Monday she didn't say a word to me. I was only able to get into our bedroom to get some clothes and I couched it again Monday night. Whatever, she was pissed, she was embarrassed that she didn't see it coming, she was angry at me. I figured I'd give her some space. So I did. Tuesday morning I noticed she was getting ready for work. I couldn't keep my mouth shut anymore and I incredulously asked her if she was really going back to that freaking job. She said, "Why wouldn't I?" I told her because the freaking owner of the company had done a month-long manipulation to get her into a threesome with his other little side piece. She said that I was a freaking idiot. I was freaking flabbergasted. As she was stomping around the house putting her shoes on, putting on her makeup and whatnot, I told her that if she shows up to that office today and doesn't quit or follow up with the state bar, he is going to know that she's okay with what happened, at least on the surface. Even if she doesn't have sex with him, he knows that she has a really high tolerance for his bullshit, and he's going to keep working at her. I also told her that she has an MBA with a focus in HR. It shouldn't take a fricking and redneck auto mechanic to tell her this poop. I own a foreign specialty auto repair facility with my uncle. Her last words to me were, "Yes, freaking idiot, I am the professional. You aren't," and slammed the door. So Tuesday I had no idea what I was going to do. I knew in my heart I needed to end the relationship. Her situation with her boss notwithstanding, rather her method of fighting, name-calling, silent treatment are just not acceptable. But I still wasn't sure. She got home Tuesday and was clearly rattled by something. She was still silent, but a sad silent, not an angry silent, if that makes sense. She absolutely would not tell me what was wrong, but she didn't lock herself in the room this time. She just sat almost catatonic on the couch watching Big Bang Theory, which she hates. My assumption, she fricked him, her or both. She gave in to him. I have no proof of this, but after all the bullshit, after the quick change in her behavior, it's the only thing I can think happened. In my head and heart, we are broken up. It's now just a matter of separating our poop, figuring out what to do about the lease on our apartment, canceling the small amount of wedding planning we have done, and oh yeah, telling her. She may be feeling the same way and be done with me too, which honestly may make this easier for everyone. My heart goes out to her because I do care about her, and if she did have sex with her boss under his bullshit pretense, I imagine she feels like poop. But I tried to warn her. I saw it coming from a mile away. No, I didn't use the correct words in trying to warn her, and I take no pleasure in being right. But I did try. Thanks everyone. Edit. It's 3:31 p.m. She's home about 2.5 hours early. She said she wants to take a shower and talk after she's done. I really don't want to do another OP update, but I will update via edit here after we talk. Edit. Now about 5:30. This is locked, so I don't know if an edit gets seen or not. Figure I'll try since people seem invested in it. Obviously this is so much past whether I'm an idiot or not, and just into keeping people who wanted to know informed. For some people I'm a victim, for some people I'm a victimizer. I asked for people's opinions, so I will try very hard to keep both in mind going forward. A sincere thank you for your input, good or bad. So update. She got home at 3:30. Was still very pissy and told me not to ask her any questions until she got out of the shower, and said she wanted to talk then. She usually gets home at 6 p.m. on the dot, so I knew something was up. I said that was fine, but like literally on pins and needles until she came back out to our computer room where I was working. So about 4:15 she comes out with a towel wrapped around her hair and just one around her waist. In my head I figured if she was really breaking up with me she wouldn't let me see her boobs, editorializing. Her nearly perfectly perky D-cup boobs. It wasn't a sexual gesture by any stretch, but it also was showing that she wasn't covering up around me. I took that as a good sign because I wasn't sure about breaking up with her, and at least we had options. So first of all, as nutty as I made her deservedly sound, she has never had compunctions about apologizing when she's wrong. So she said that she wanted to say that she was very sorry for all the things that she had said to me starting on Sunday. She was sorry for throwing her shoe at me, she was sorry for the silent treatment, and she was sorry for doubting my judgment. I told her that I appreciated it. She told me that she quit yesterday. I told her that I very much agreed with that. She said that yesterday she went into the office and the boss/owner was waiting for her in her office. This is important to mention. The law firm is an old converted historic house close to downtown. Most of the staff work in what used to be the main house. My fiancé's office was literally the outdoor shed/garage. It's a very nice and comfortable conversion, but it's still separated from the main house. So him sitting in her office means he had to go out in the backyard, find a key he doesn't usually have, unlock her space and wait for her. On the first day back from a holiday, he told her that he wanted to make sure there were no misunderstandings from the night prior and to make sure that all the doors weren't shut or some such nonsense. She told him that she was deeply upset by his proposal and didn't know what she was going to do. I guess he told her that her value in the company could either go up or down depending on how she decided to proceed. She said that she walked out on the spot and didn't go back to work. She spent the rest of the day with her sister trying to figure out what she was going to do. That was yesterday, and I guess she still doesn't know. I guess she spent all day today looking for other jobs and sitting in the employment office of her MBA office and talking with her advisor. I asked her why she just didn't tell me any of this yesterday, and why scream at me. She said she was sorry again, but she was a little shell-shocked that she faced serious sexual harassment in her first job out of the gate, and honestly didn't even know what she wanted to say to me. I told her that the silent treatment really hurt, and it allowed my imagination to run wild. I didn't tell her what I said here, in this OP. She again said she was sorry and the way she acted throughout the entire event wasn't fair. I told her that I really do love her, but I hadn't slept in 2 nights. I am exhausted and hurt, and don't know what to do, so I'm going to go stay at my uncle's house for at least a few nights, to sleep if nothing else. She said that was fine and she'd wait as long as I wanted her to. I told her that I think we need some sort of counseling so we learn how to better talk with each other. She agreed. So after that I packed up a bag and am now at my uncle's house. She did give me a bare-chested hug and kiss on the cheek on my way out the door, which was pretty nice, but right now I need some sleep. What I do know: 1. I want to stay with her. 2. I need to never use words like, "You can't go," ever again. 3. I really do love her. 4. We are fine for money without her working. I am co-owner of an auto repair business with my uncle and we have had a great few years. What I don't know, and didn't ask yet, at least: 1. What is she going to do about her boss? 2. How this affects her future employment. 3. That she will realize we are fine without her working and she takes her time and finds a good job with a good boss.